Slightly longer format today, guys, because we're going to blast out a bit of truth. I'm going to spend a bit of time doing that. So if you like your TikTok quick scroll brain rot, this one might not be for you. People piss me off. Not a fan. Not a fan. Do you know why? Above and beyond anything else, it's because I know how much better things could be. And hey, listen, straight off the bat, maybe it will, maybe it won't, but I don't want this to sound preachy either. I'm not preaching. I'm not being hypocritical, because nobody is without sin. I'm just wanting to blast out what I believe is a bit of truth and just a little bit about what's on my mind at the minute. And what's on my mind is people piss me off. I ain't a fan. This place could be so much better, but one of the reasons why it's not, arguably never will be, is because of that. Let's define it as corruption, shall we? The reason why so many people don't speak out is because they've got stuff to hide. That's the reason why. I mean, if you think about that on a grand scale as well, and it starts to make sense. How could we have people who are naturally drawn to power, naturally drawn to want influence, naturally wanting more money, more power, more influence? How could we ever imagine that sort of mindset at higher places, let's say, with influence, power, making decisions on how your life is run, how could that ever work? How could that type of system ever be in place and work, being run by absolute corrupt, sociopathic, psychopathic scumbags? How do you make anything like that ever work? And then when you filter that down and you say that, hey, most people have got something to hide, whatever it may be, and I said, this ain't preachy. Nobody is without sin. Nobody is without making mistakes. That fragile human nature that we have, including the weaknesses that are there for the balance. They're there for whatever reason, right? But those fragile wants and needs, they're just way too easy to take advantage of. And so that happens so frequently and on a daily basis that people are succumbing to it more and more. That's why maybe the devil is taking over this place, corrupting the hearts of the people. Because the more corruption there is, which, I don't know, I kind of get a sense, and this is what's pissing me off about people. I get this, it's like an energy thing. It's like people have got something to hide. Have you noticed they kind of walk around like, it's like, what the fuck is wrong with you twat? Or they've got darked out windows in their car, or they're sitting somewhere and just looking shifty. And I'll be the first person to say that as much as anything else, your perception, how you see things, is of course your way of seeing it. It's the only way there is. I'll be the first person to say that. But this still ain't going to stop me doing this video. You could say, oh, this is projection, this is total projection. Like I'm about to say that people bore the shit out of me as well. Maybe that's projection. Maybe I'd bore people too. I don't care. I'm going to say it anyway. People are shifty as fuck. I'm getting tired of it. It's like most people have got something to hide. Utter scumbags. Allowing their lives and their morals and their standards to go to nothing. For what? A little bit more money. little bit more power, a little bit more influence. And now you're a scumbag. And you're taking the ship down. Yeah, because not everybody on that ship wants to be part of that journey. And most people won't get that. Huh? What, you don't want a little bit more sexy time? You don't want a little bit more money? You don't want more power and more influence? You don't want to get people to do what you want them to do through violence? Oh, you're weak. You're not the big bully I expected you to be. You won't survive in this world. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself, you corrupt piece of shit. Bully, scumbag, dickhead. I'm tired of it, man. Tired of it. I'm tired of, I don't know, the negativity superseding anything that was ever good. I'm tired of morals and standards just slipping to nothing just for a little bit of extra what? Think about it. Think about it. What are you allowing yourself to be corrupted by? Because it's going to put you in a position where you're never going to be able to speak out, because there'll always be a hold over you, or there'll always be that guilt in your mind. So it's either, that's one of the key things, it's either ignorance and naivety, like, you know, people are moving around shiftily. It's either ignorance or naivety, or it's guilt. It's guilt. Because you've allowed yourself to be corrupted. You can work your way out of it. You know, if you feel like you're in a position where you can't speak out and you want to do better and you want to do good. Many people find ways of doing that. One of the ways, of course, is with things like religion. There are many things about religion that I don't necessarily agree with, and I've aired my views over these years about stuff like that, but there's nothing wrong with seeking a bit more of a moral compass. And I believe the thing that I have changed my mind about is that a lot of people benefit from that and need it. And there's nothing wrong with that. This is getting quite heavy. Take me they live glasses off. Jeez. But I am, guys. I'm tired. I feel privileged as well in that over these years, well, how long have we been doing this now? Let's say post 2020, about 5 years that I've been doing videos. I feel glad that the thing that has still enabled me to sort of connect to a bit of positivity is knowing that so many of you, I mean, they live marks. So glad knowing that many of you who have been on this journey, you know, I read your comments, I get a feel, I get your energy, and it ain't everybody. And I'll be the first person to say that too. It ain't everybody. But you know what? The way the world is going, it's most people. And I'm pissed off about it. Pissed off with people. I'm not a fan. You know, they bore me. Yeah, I've always been like it, I think, as well, though. You know, like, I remember just even being younger, being bored by people like that. You know, I think that's why so many of us overthink and get anxious and get stressed, because we're kind of looking for other stuff. Because people are just boring the shit out of us. I don't know, maybe is that a bit harsh? I don't care. It is what it is. And like I said, look, I've reiterated this a few times now in this video. Nobody's perfect, all right? We all make mistakes, but there's a real difference, yeah, between making mistakes and intention. There are so many people now that are not only corrupt in their hearts, they have the intention to go out and make sure, because they're so unhappy, everybody else has to be fucking corrupt, unhappy as they are, if not worse. And that's, you know, I'm not having it. I'm not having. You can only choose in your life, in your personal life. You can only choose the decisions that you make and ultimately have the influence over that. That's my decision. Yeah. If you think you're slick and you're going to come and you're going to do this and you're going to do that and you're going to do that in my life, yeah, you're going to find out that ain't going to happen. Okay? Because you ain't slick. Yeah? Your card is marked. And it's the same with your life. And how do you mark someone's card? You know what the best way is? You distance yourself. Distance, proximity. Proximity is power. And quite often that is the only way. As I've certainly learned over the years as well. And you know what? The more corrupt you are, the more dishonest you are, the more of a scumbag you are, the more unhappy you are, and you want to project that onto me, the more I'm going to distance myself. Yeah. Really is as simple as that. The more I'm going to distance myself. And you'll probably find, in regards to the overall theme of what I've just been talking about there, what you're probably going to find is that you end up distancing yourself from a lot of people. Because as we've gathered, the devil is taking over this place, or at least giving it a good freaking go. And so many hearts are being corrupted, so many minds are just gone. And therefore you might find that you end up distancing yourself from a number of people. That's up to you. That's your decision. But as I said, these are the decisions that I'm making in my life. And you know, I'm not putting up with it. I'm not putting up with it. Basically, if you're not working towards higher standards, higher morals, if you don't want this place to be better, if your intention is corrupt, then you can go fuck yourself. That's it. Yeah. And if you're lucky enough then to attract people who think and feel like that too, then you may get a shot at it. And that's why I'm you know, I said I'm privileged, because I know over these years the energy has brought about that scenario that so many of you who make comments in the videos, you know, feel that energy, and I'm grateful of it. I did say it would be a bit longer format, guys, but yeah, you have a great day. Ta-ta.